13, where the news comes first.
Next on Good Morning Colorado, the search for 12 missing Marines in Hawaii is suspended, but that is not stopping the families of the Marines from giving up hope.
Convicted Aurora Theater shooter James Holmes will be moved again. We'll tell you why.
And today we're looking ahead to the possibility for some light snow across portions of southern Colorado. I'll tell you who will see some flurries coming up.
It's time to drill, baby, drill down and hold these folks accountable.
Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin is throwing her name behind GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. We'll show you the reactions to her endorsement.
Good morning, Colorado. 6 o'clock on this Wednesday, January the 20th. I'm John Carroll.
And I'm Bonnie Silkman. Well, we have a pretty calm start to the morning on this Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, by the way, everyone. So yeah, calm in southern Colorado. However, a lot of snow is headed toward other parts of the country right now.
Here's a live look at New York City right now, courtesy of our Earth Cam, where it's at 28 degrees, but mostly sunny. Now, New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. are all anticipating the biggest snowfall of the season so far this week. As much as 2 feet of snow is expected to fall in some areas. Storm Tracker 13's Abby Acone is here now with a look at our weather on the ones at 6:01. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, John and Bonnie. I mentioned earlier that southern Colorado has the possibility for some light snow starting this afternoon and tonight, but we're certainly not going to see any significant snow. Nothing like the East Coast is expected to see late this week. We will continue to not only keep you posted on weather in this state, but also across the country. So make sure to keep it right here to ABC. Here's a view in Pueblo from our exclusive Vero Wireless Neighborhood Weather Network camera. We do have clouds as we kickstart the day. Temperatures aren't bad, due in part thanks to the clouds. This is a view from our Mugabug Pest and Termite Control Neighborhood Weather Network camera in Colorado Springs. We'll see mostly cloudy skies today. And while there was the possibility for some patches of fog, so far we're not seeing any visibility issues. We'll see gusty and breezy conditions throughout the day. With that and the clouds, I think temperatures might feel a bit cooler. Later on today, along with the cold front, we could start to see some spotty flurries, especially for folks near along the Palmer Divide and for Teller County. Current temperatures feel like they're in the 30s and the teens. Bundle up as you step outside. Make sure the kids have the jacket. Thankfully, temperatures by recess should boost to the 40s. We will have a glance at those highs in the next 10 minutes. John and Bonnie, back to you.
Abby, thanks. Now to your top stories. The Pakistani Taliban is claiming responsibility for an attack that left 21 people dead. New this morning, security forces report the attack happened at a university in the northwestern part of Pakistan. 4 of the attackers were killed, but Pakistani officials say they aren't sure of the attackers' exact numbers. The number of dead is expected to rise today as recovery operations continue.
American Legion Post 38 in Fountain is coming together tonight in honor of a missing U.S. Marine. Sergeant Jeffrey Sempler is one of the 12 Marines who went missing last Thursday after 2 helicopters collided off the coast of Hawaii.
Now, the Coast Guard has suspended the search for the Marines, but as KRDO News Channel 13's Dana Molina reports, it's not keeping loved ones from holding out hope. She's live in Fountain this morning with how the community is showing support. Good morning, Dana.
Good morning, John and Bonnie. I'm outside the American Legion Post 38. We are told Sergeant Sempler's mom is a member of the Legion, and tonight they're hosting a vigil to show her that she's not alone in this. Now, Sergeant Jeffrey Sempler was on one of the 2 CH-53 Marine Corps helicopters involved in that collision. Now, there has been an ongoing search for 5 days, hoping to find any survivors, but not having found any signs of the crew. The Marine Corps says the effort will now transition to recovery and salvage. A man who says he helped raise Sergeant Sempler and was like a father to him tells us about how difficult of a time this has been.
After the Marines came to the door, and I know, you see it in movies and you're like, ah, that's horrible. But when it happens, there's no, you don't have, even if you thought in your mind that you had a plan for that, there's no plan.
And that vigil again tonight at the American Legion Post 38 in Fountain, and that is at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Fountain, Dana Molina, KRDO News Channel 13.
Dana, thank you. Looking ahead today, a woman accused of stealing $1 million worth of jewelry is due in court today. Patricia Eck is scheduled to have a pre-trial conference where her probation could be revoked. Eck was last in court last November. Court records show that she allegedly stole more than 200 pieces of jewelry from Jared's Jewelers. If convicted, she faces up to 12 years in prison.
Some Colorado Springs parents pulled their children out of class yesterday amid fears of a school threat and social media hit list. The threat was at Mountain Ridge Middle School, which is near the intersection of Briargate and Lexington. Several Colorado Springs police officers were stationed outside the school. Investigators interviewed several students about an incident that happened last Friday and whether a hit list of intended victims existed. Although the school day went on as normal, some parents told us they were worried about their children's safety.
I'm not sure if it's being handled appropriately, but I feel very insecure with the information I've been given because I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what security measures they have in the school at this point.
Parents learned of the threat in the form of a note from District 20, but there are few details. No security changes are planned at the school, and no criminal charges have been filed.
A newly released report from CDOT is showing a surge of traffic fatalities in Colorado over the past few years. Deaths on the road increased by about 10% in Colorado. In 2014, there were about 488 deaths. That number rose to about 545 last year. Now, that's the highest number since 2008. El Paso County was the fourth highest county for fatalities. CDOT believes that could be because of lower gas prices and more people traveling. Also, not wearing a seatbelt accounted for a majority of the deaths.
Typically out in the rural areas, people don't wear seatbelts as often as they do here in the city. They feel safe in their small communities, but over half of our fatalities are out in the rural areas.
Motorcycle deaths also hit an all-time high record of 104 deaths.
6:07 now. Convicted Aurora theater shooter James Holmes is being moved again, but prison administrators aren't releasing the details. A State Department of Corrections spokeswoman says Holmes was moved from the San Carlos Correctional Facility in Pueblo. She says the move is part of the Interstate Corrections Compact. But she would not say where Holmes was moved or even confirm whether he was moved outside of Colorado. Holmes killed 12 people and injured 70 in the attack at an Aurora movie theater in 2012.
Time now 6:07. Republican frontrunner Donald Trump is getting a bit of a boost from his latest endorsement.
And former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's lead in the Democratic primary may be starting to slip. ABC's Megan Hughes has the latest on the race, new for you this morning.
Are you ready to make America great again?
Could conservative heavyweight Sarah Palin's endorsement put Donald Trump over the top in Iowa?
He is beholden to no one but we, the people. How refreshing. He's going rogue left and right, man. That's why he's doing so well.
The Tea Party favorite rambled, rhymed, hit the media, and threw in some of her favorite phrases.
It's time to drill, baby, drill down. And hold these folks accountable.
Not everyone's so enthusiastic. The New York Daily News headline this morning, I'm with stupid. The partnership of the former reality stars also bad news for Ted Cruz, who Palin backed when he ran for Senate.
Regardless of what Sarah decides to do in 2016, I will always remain a big, big fan of Sarah Palin.
The conservative endorsement also puts a dent in the attacks on Trump's New York values from Cruz and Rush Limbaugh.
There are a lot of conservatives who think that he's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Well, I am a real conservative, and Russia has been terrific to me.
On the Democratic side, Clinton has been racking up her own big endorsements with progressive groups like the Human Rights Campaign and Planned Parenthood. But a new poll shows Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders with a 27-point lead in New Hampshire.
The inevitable candidate does not look quite so inevitable as she did 8.5 months ago.
Hillary Clinton still has a double-digit lead nationally. Her campaign is already fundraising off the Palin-Trump endorsement, saying in an email, quote, "Make sure this is nothing more than a bad SNL skit come to life." Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
One Texas woman is facing murder charges after allegedly killing her husband last year. Still to come, we'll show you what prosecutors and police say happened.
And a police officer in Houston is in the hospital this morning after a shooting. We'll bring you the details of this incident.
Here's a live look now from our Peak Internet Neighborhood Weather Network camera from Gold Hill overlooking Woodland Park, 26 degrees. We'll have a glance at those high temperatures today after the break. Time now, 6:09. Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. It's 6:11 right now on your Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's a live view from our Gold Hill Mesa Neighborhood Weather Network camera. We have 37 degrees. Great visibility so far this morning. A lot of clouds. Temperatures aren't bad. Wind speeds are just a bit blustery so far. Kind of a hang on to your hat kind of day. For the far eastern plains near the Colorado-Kansas state line, we have wind speeds in the teen-mile-per-hour zone, under 10 miles an hour for the I-25 corridor. Nothing real to show you on live HE Doppler radar. No showers or storms to tell you about. Any of the blue hues that you see right now, those aren't indicating any sort of real rain or snow mixes right now. We'll stick with the wind throughout the day today. I know what you're thinking. Oh, bummer. We'll see some of those wind speeds up into the 30-mile-per-hour zone for gusts, and all of that is ahead of a cold front later on. Along with that cold front, we could get some isolated snow showers, and later on tonight, with some lingering showers into early Thursday morning, we could develop some slick and icy spots. Stick with us. No major snow accumulation is expected through tomorrow morning, but even still could cause a couple of icy patches, so you will want to stick with us throughout the day. Here's a glance at wind speeds. Remember, these are sustained winds. These aren't those surprise gusts that are even higher than sustained winds. Primarily will stick between 10 to 20 miles an hour today. Here's a check of high temperatures. Will boost to the 40s and 50s for the lower elevations, upper 40s for the Pueblo area, northern El Paso County in the mid 40s. We'll have a glance at that Broncos Sunday forecast in the next 10 minutes.
Oh, a lot of fans anxiously awaiting to see what the weather's going to be like. You know, the wind last week, I know, was a big problem.
Caused some issues, and we could see more wind along with a few other ingredients. I'll have that.
All right. Thanks, Abby.
Thanks, Abby. Time now 6:13. One of the largest health insurance companies in the nation is expected to take a very big loss this year. Still to come, we'll show you just how much money United Health expects to lose.
Plus, American airline companies saw soaring profits in 2015, but their figures come with a caveat. We'll explain ahead in America's Money. 6:13 now. Good Morning Colorado.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Definitely.
Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. Check this out. Our Manitou Springs Neighborhood Weather Network camera along Fountain Creek. Very nice and tranquil scene on this Wednesday morning. 33 degrees at 6:16.
The nation's largest health insurer expects to lose almost $1 billion over the next 2 years, and it's blaming the Affordable Care Act. United Health says it lost $500 million last year because of the ACA, blaming higher than expected claims from enrollees in the exchange programs. Now, the insurance company says many people who need expensive medical services are signing up during the special enrollment period, which is normally reserved for people who experience a change of life status. United Health says it is considering dropping out of all Obamacare exchanges in 2017.
Texas is joining a growing list of states that are siding against online fantasy sports websites. Texas's Attorney General says he considers paid fantasy sports illegal gambling and says that odds are favorable that a court would agree with that opinion. Officials in New York, New Jersey, and Illinois have recently challenged the legality of fantasy sports websites, including FanDuel and DraftKings.
American airline companies are seeing record profits, but it isn't all good news. Plus, McDonald's is experimenting with a new product. ABC's Rena Ninen and Candace Gibson have more in America's Money.
Good morning. Topping America's Money. Profits are soaring for the airlines.
Falling fuel costs contributed to Delta making over $4 billion in profits last year. Other airlines are seeing similar windfalls.
Now, the airlines say they're pouring those big profits back into new planes and new terminals. But those pesky fees, those will stick around. But this isn't good news for the airlines. More than 40% of Americans didn't take any vacation days last year.
Yeah, apparently. So one reason not as many workers are receiving paid vacation time. Well, everyone loves French fries and everyone loves chocolate, right?
Yeah, so why not combine the two? That's what McDonald's figured. It's the McChoco Potato. It has two types of chocolate sauces, dark and white.
But here's the catch, folks. You're going to have to cough up a lot of money to get there to buy these. It's only available in Japan.
Oh.
Why do they do that to us?
I know, but it looks really good.
And that's America's Money.
Ketchup.
Ew. Yuck.
Coughing, sniffling, and wishing you could stay in bed all day. When your cold is this bad, you need new Theraflu Express Max. Theraflu Express Max combines maximum strength medicines available without a prescription to fight your worst cold and flu symptoms, so you can feel better fast and get back to the job at hand. New Theraflu Express Max, the power to feel better.
Home, it's where great taste lives and where you can be soft and firm at the same time. Find your look with the brand that's in more American homes than anyone else. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
A proud supporter of 26.2 with Donna and the Furnish the Finish campaign to end breast cancer.
Soup and sandwich and clean and real. And feeling good. Sort of. And 500 calories or less. The Clean Pairings menu at Panera. Food as it should be.
I can use, let's see, give me just one quick hot second. I do. It'll be a Colorado Springs camera. I'm trying to find one for him. Those are the good ones. I'm trying to find them. Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. It's 6:21 right now on this Wednesday morning. Hope your day is off to a great start. You're looking at a view in La Junta where we are still awaiting dawn's early light. It's our exclusive Vera Wireless Neighborhood Weather Network camera. Current temperatures aren't terrible, but it is chilly out there. We've got 30s along the I-25 corridor, a mix of 20s out east. In northern El Paso County, we sit in the low to mid 30s rather, with 32. Sorry, having issues with numbers this morning. 35 for Pueblo West, Walsenburg through Trinidad in the low to mid 30s. Now, live HE Doppler radar isn't showing any sort of real stormy activity for us, okay? So far, we're staying nice and dry with mostly cloudy skies. By 3 o'clock, temperatures are expected to range in the 40s and 50s. You might be looking at those numbers and thinking to yourself, wow, this seems pretty great, pretty mild. Unfortunately, with clouds and wind, temperatures will feel cooler today. We've got a late cold front expected to impact the area. Those temperatures today will be really dependent on the timing of that cold front. We'll have to watch it carefully to see if it really speeds up or slows down. Right now, I'm expecting it right around the evening commute. And with that cold front, we could see some light showers. Those snow showers will linger into early tomorrow morning for some. We could accumulate a trace to an inch near and along the Palmer Divide, and for Teller County, 4 to 8 inches or more up to the high country, 1 to 2 inches for Los Animas County. So as you can see, this isn't going to be a major significant snow event, but even still, it could cause some travel issues with slippery, slick conditions developing late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Make sure that you're weather aware throughout the day today. If you're traveling to the high country, we have winter weather advisories in effect for some of the central and northern mountains. Those continue until midnight. We don't have any other weather alerts for you except for this lingering flash flood watch that's been in effect for several days for the upper Gunnison River Valley. This lasts through tonight. Remember, we still have an ice jam in that area, and we're seeing just some minor flooding. High temperatures across southern Colorado are expected to reach the 40s and 50s, with the 20s through the 30s off to the high country. Tomorrow, temperatures are expected to range in the upper 30s. Early tomorrow morning, we have the chance for snow, drying in the afternoon. Warming temperatures Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. More wet and unsettled weather. 50 today in Puebla, mid-40s we go tomorrow. Mid to upper 50s Friday, Saturday, with changes coming Bronco Sunday into Monday. In Canyon City today, we'll be at 48. Mid-50s we go Friday and Saturday. Now, keep in mind that on Sunday and into Monday, we could have some travel concerns with slippery spots developing. Too early to determine the exact snow totals, though. 37 today for Teller County, mid-40s Friday and Saturday. We'll have a glance at your day forecast in the next 10 minutes.
All right. Plenty to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Abby.
Thanks, Abby. All right, time now 6:24, and we're going to take a look outside for our time saver traffic on this Wednesday morning. Conditions looking pretty clear. A live look right now at our Phil Long dealership neighborhood weather network camera in Colorado Springs. It's looking at Motor City rather. 33 degrees and calm winds. No big problems so far to start out our Wednesday, and our time is now 6:24.
Ahead this morning, pretrial motions for 4 Baltimore police officers are expected to begin. The officers were charged in the death of Freddie Gray last year. A judge will also be hearing a motion to strike a court order that compelled testimony from a 5th officer. Prosecutors want to call William Porter to the stand so that he can testify against Sergeant Alicia White. Porter's trial ended last December in a mistrial, and he will be retried in June.
One Houston woman is in custody after police say she ran over her husband. Katrin Seals is now facing a murder charge after prosecutors say she got into an argument with her husband last year. She told police at the time that he had accused her of cheating and then pushed her head against a window. However, investigators say that she did not have any bruises at the time and that she hit him with her car soon thereafter.
Ms. Seals gets into the driver's seat of the vehicle, comes around a building at a high rate of speed, and strikes Mr. Campbell, killing him.
Seals' husband died several weeks later. She is still being held in jail on a $500,000 bond.
A Houston police officer is in the hospital this morning after he was shot yesterday. The officer was responding to a suspicious person call in the northeast part of the city when the shooting happened. At least one juvenile was arrested at the scene. SWAT officers were called in to search for a second person. The officer is in stable condition and expected to recover.
Sarah Palin's 26-year-old son, Track, is in custody and facing domestic violence charges. According to the arrest report, Track Palin punched and kicked his girlfriend before holding an AR-15 assault rifle near his own head as if he was going to shoot himself. He was later charged with domestic assault, interfering with a report of domestic violence, and possession of a weapon while intoxicated. He was arraigned yesterday after posting a $1,500 bail.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's private email server may have included some information that was above top secret. That's according to a letter from the Intelligence Community Inspector General. The letter says that Clinton received emails about some special access programs while serving as Secretary of State. The Inspector General started investigating Clinton's emails at the request of GOP lawmakers last year.
The Supreme Court will be hearing a challenge to President Obama's controversial executive action on immigration reform. 2 years ago, the president put forward a plan to allow as many as 5 million parents of U.S. citizens to get a work permit and stay in the country without fear of being deported. 26 states, not including Colorado, filed a lawsuit to block DAPA from taking effect, saying the president is abusing his power and skirting Congress on this issue. The Supreme Court will hear arguments this April and should rule sometime in June. Commuters in Central California should be able to drive on a major highway again this morning. Still to come, we'll show you what caused a minor rock slide that left the road blocked.
Here's a live look right now from our Parkview Medical Center Neighborhood Weather Network camera. Just a hint of dawn's early light. Calm and 35 degrees now at 6:28.
From Southern Colorado's high-definition news leader, this is News Channel 13, where the news comes first.
Good morning, Colorado. It's 6:30 on your Wednesday, January 20th. I'm Bonnie Silkman.
And I'm John Carroll. A highway in California is expected to reopen today after it was blocked by a rock slide.
Yeah, take a look. This happened yesterday just south of Yosemite Lands Park. The slide did cause one small accident. Fortunately, no cars were hit by these rocks. State officials say the slide was caused by heavy rains. It caused a 10-mile stretch of the highway to close in both directions.
With all this rain that we're now receiving in such a short amount of time, it's definitely affecting the hillsides around us.
Now, road crews did clear the way yesterday afternoon. However, they are keeping the highway closed because of the threat of further slides. Geologists are expected to inspect the hillside later today. Wow. All right, bringing things back here to southern Colorado. A live look right now outside in Lamar, east of town. Just beautiful with our new Viera wireless neighborhood weather network cameras. You can definitely see some clouds as the sun slowly begins to rise with us on this Wednesday morning. Our time is now 6:31. We all know that means it's time to check in with Storm Tracker 13's Abby Yacone and our weather on the ones.
Thanks so much. That's right, Bonnie. We're dealing with a lot of clouds as we kickstart the day. We'll see gusty conditions with a late cold front that will spark a few isolated snow showers. This morning, as you get into work and school, bottom line, make sure you grab the jacket and gloves. Although we stick with a lot of clouds this morning, in the early afternoon, we could see breaks of sun, so keep the sunglasses handy. Live HE Doppler radar so far isn't indicating any sort of real stormy activity for us. Throughout the day, we'll build in some snow off to the high country, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued winter weather advisories that continue until midnight for some of the central and northern mountains. A reminder that wind could prompt blowing snow and result in reduced visibility. You will want to be cautious and weather aware if you're traveling to the mountains today. Late tonight in the lower elevations, we also have the chance for some light snow, but similar to what we saw yesterday, we're not expecting anything major in the way of accumulation, a trace to an inch at best generally. By 9, temperatures should stay in the low 30s. For Teller County and Fremont County, we'll begin the day in the 20s and the 30s. We will have a check of those high temperatures along with much more, including Skycast in the next 10 minutes. John and Bonnie, back to you.
Abby, thank you. Actor Jamie Foxx is being credited with saving a man's life. But we'll show you what happened and explain why Foxx says he wasn't the only one involved in the rescue.
Plus, Sting and Peter Gabriel are teaming up for a new tour this year. We'll show you when the tour kicks off, ahead in today's Hollywood headlines.
And a beautiful live look outside looking at Denver in the Mile High City. Just a gorgeous start to our Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, everyone. Time is now 6:33. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Colorado.
Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado, and great to have you with us on this Wednesday. Our exclusive Viera Wireless Neighborhood Weather Network camera here in Crowley County showing the sun beginning to rise over Ordway. Great to have you here. 6:36 now.
Academy Award winning actor Jamie Foxx is being credited with saving one man's life this week.
The man was involved in a crash near Fox's home on Monday. He suffered head, neck, and chest injuries. According to witnesses, Foxx ran to the scene and pulled the man out of the car before it burst into flames. But Foxx says he's no hero and that another driver who happened to be an EMT also stopped to help. Both men were able to cut the seatbelt and pull the suspected drunk driver from the car.
Wow. All right.
The calls for a boycott of the Academy Awards are growing this morning as more and more people make their voices heard.
Plus, Sting and Peter Gabriel are teaming up for a new tour. ABC's Jason Nathanson has more in today's Hollywood headlines.
The calls for a boycott of the Oscars are growing. Reverend Al Sharpton is now urging people to
tune out. We do not have to be insulted. That will send a message to advertisers.
Sharpton had planned to meet with leaders in Hollywood about the issue, but now says he doesn't think that'll have any effect, but a boycott will.
Sometimes you have to turn up the heat to make it a little uncomfortable for those that are sitting at poolside thinking that this will go away.
This comes after, for a second year in a row, all the Oscar nominees in the acting category are white. The president of the Academy has promised big changes are coming. We'll soon be able to read all about Caitlyn Jenner's transition. The former Olympian is writing a memoir with Friday Night Lights author Buzz Bissinger. We're told the book will chronicle Jenner's life from Bruce to Caitlyn and her transition into womanhood, expected in spring of next year. And Sting and Peter Gabriel are teaming up for a tour. Sting says he got the idea after a successful trek with Paul Simon, and he wanted to do it again, but with another artist.
Peter was one of a very short list of people because I knew him, because we worked together.
He tried
before.
every other one. I was still available.
The Rock, Paper, Scissors tour kicks off in Columbus, Ohio in June. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Here's a live look from our Alba Eye Care Center Neighborhood Weather Network cameras. Still waiting for dawn's early light. Traffic moving along just fine. We'll have your 7-day forecast after the break. Time now, 6:38. Paul, if I have time at the very end, if you linger for a solid 30 seconds. Oh, for you. Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. It's 6:41 right now on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look outside. We have a lot of clouds this morning. This is a glance from our Greater Woodland Park Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center Neighborhood Weather Network camera. It's a glorious start to the day in Lyman. This is a look from our exclusive Vero Wireless Neighborhood Weather Network camera with cotton candy-like clouds in the background. We've got pink and blue hues for this Wednesday morning sunrise. Make sure to send in your weather photos and videos. We love sharing them here on Good Morning Colorado. Temperatures aren't terrible right now, but it is chilly. And 19 degrees right now for Lyman, upper 30s for Colorado Springs, also in the 30s for Pueblo. So far today, we haven't seen any sort of real showers or storms. Live HE Doppler radar is hinting at maybe a flurry or two in northeast El Paso County, but so far on our traffic cameras, we haven't seen anything in the way of snowflakes falling. Primarily, we'll save the possibility for snow until later on this afternoon and tonight when we have that cold front swing south. Wind speeds today will really be acting up. Here's a check of wind gusts a 7:15. During this time, you see wind gusts up into the 30-mile-per-hour zone. Clouds this morning, a break midday. The possibility for sprinkles and snowflakes by the middle of the afternoon. For the evening commute, we can't rule out a couple of isolated flurries. Nothing looking very widespread, though, as I mentioned. High temperatures today expected to reach the 40s and 50s. 7-day forecast shows temperatures boost to the mid-50s Friday and Saturday. That's something to look forward to. But we start to drop temperatures heading into Sunday and Monday. We'll watch that Broncos game forecast for you. 50 today in Pueblo. By the end of the work week and start of the weekend, temperatures should soar to the upper 50s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. 48 today for Canyon City, mid-50s Friday, Saturday. Snow falling, possibly Sunday into early Monday. Exact snow totals have yet to be determined on that day. We'll watch it for you. 37 today for Teller County, mid-40s Friday, Saturday, and more unsettled weather returning to the region Sunday into the start of next work week. We will have a look at how much snow we could see by tomorrow morning, coming up in the next 10 minutes.
All right. Thanks, Abby. A Colorado Springs student has been suspended after allegedly making a threat at his school. Still ahead in the KRDO News Channel 13 Power Block. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
Plus, the search may have been suspended, but the families of the missing Marines are not giving up hope. We'll show you when a vigil for one Marine will be held in Fountain.
There's a live look right now along Interstate 70 and Dumont, where the interstate appears to be in pretty good shape. You may run into some issues as you head up into the high country. Give yourself extra time. 6:44 on this Wednesday morning.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm going to tweet it too right now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. Here's our Peak Internet Neighborhood Weather Network camera overlooking Woodland Park. Getting some dawn's early light. A few clouds out there today. 25 degrees and calm at 6:47.
And this is the KRDO News Channel 13 Power Block. 13 minutes of nonstop news and weather commercial free for you.
A Colorado Springs student is under suspension this morning after allegedly making a threat at his school last week. The student goes to Mountain Ridge Middle School in District 20. That's near the intersection of Briargate and Lexington. An investigation by District 20 and police led to the student's suspension. School resource officers are planning to continue the investigation today. Classes went on as normal, though some parents took their children home early yesterday.
It's definitely concerning to hear about the threats going on at the school system. It's concerning for the kids that might get hurt, the teachers involved, the law enforcement that has to spend their time investigating. So it's definitely a concern.
Police say they have not found a hit list of potential victims that the student supposedly had. Authorities have not released any further details.
Convicted Aurora Theater shooter James Holmes is being moved again, but prison administrators are not releasing any details. A State Department of Corrections spokeswoman says Holmes was moved from the San Carlos Correctional Facility in Pueblo. She says this move is part of the Interstate Corrections Compact. However, she would not explain why he was being moved, where he was being moved, or even confirm if he was being moved outside of Colorado. Holmes killed 12 people and injured 70 in the attack at the Aurora Movie Theater in 2012.
Denver's fire chief is recovering this morning after he was stabbed. Police in the Mile High City say officers arrested Marlene Rodriguez in connection to the stabbing. Fire Chief Eric Tade was stabbed while driving near a police station yesterday. Officers say the suspect climbed into his SUV and stabbed him. He jumped out and walked to the police station for help. He was out of the hospital and recovering at home. American Legion Post 38 in Fountain is coming together tonight in honor of a missing U.S. Marine. Sergeant Jeffrey Sempler is one of 12 Marines that went missing last Thursday after 2 helicopters collided off the coast of Hawaii.
Now, the Coast Guard has suspended the search for those Marines, but as KRDO News Channel 13's Dana Molina reports, that is not keeping loved ones from holding out hope. She's live in Fountain this morning with how the community is showing its support. Good morning, Dana.
Good morning, Bonnie and John. I'm outside the American Legion Post 38. We are told that Sergeant Sempler's mom is a member of the Legion, and tonight they are coming together for a vigil to show her that she's not alone in this. Now, Sergeant Jeffrey Sempler was on one of the CH-53 Marine Corps helicopters involved in the collision. Crews have been searching around the clock for 5 days, hoping to find any survivors, but not having found any signs. The Marine Corps says the effort will now transition to recovery and salvage. Now, a man in South Carolina who says helped to raise Sergeant Sempler and was like a father to him says that he's very proud of him.
Jeffrey was so smart. He could have been literally any person, any job that he wanted to do, anything he wanted to do, he could have done, but he wanted to be a Marine.
The vigil is tonight at the American Legion Post 38 in Fountain at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Fountain, Dana Molina, KRDO News Channel 13.
Dana, thank you. Well, here in southern Colorado, a pretty calm start outside. However, not the same story everywhere else. A lot of snow is at least headed to other parts of the country right now.
Here's a live look from the top of the Washington Monument in our nation's capital overlooking the mall, courtesy of EarthCam. It's 19 degrees there. And it looks mostly sunny. Washington, D.C., New York City, and Boston, however, are all anticipating the biggest snowfall of the season this week. As much as 2 feet of snow is expected in some areas. Well, Storm Tracker 13's Abby Acone is taking a look at our weather right now on the ones at 6:51.
Thanks so much. Good morning, everyone. And keep in mind that not only will we keep you posted on the happenings in our weather across southern Colorado, but also elsewhere in the country. And of course, we're going to be keeping an eye on this incoming snow to the East Coast. Right now, here's a check of wind chill temperatures in southern Colorado. Feels like 32 at Colorado Springs. Really not all that bad. 22 in Pueblo, though. 33 in Canyon City. Hey, above freezing, or I should say above zero right now in Alamosa. Still cold, but we're not dealing with sub-zero temperatures for the San Luis Valley or high country locations like we've seen in recent weeks. Wind speeds aren't terrible, but in the far eastern plains we have a couple of blustery spots. We stay breezy and gusty throughout the day today with mostly cloudy skies and just a few breaks of sunshine. By the bus stop time, we should see temperatures in the low to mid 30s in Colorado Springs and Pueblo. Upper 20s, the name of the game in Woodland Park. Live HE Doppler radar is quiet. Now, some of the blue hues that you're seeing on radar right now, I believe, are not real precipitation. We're just dealing with some what we call false echoes there. Snow tracker. All morning long, we've been talking about the possibility for late light snow starting this afternoon and evening, possibly lingering into early Thursday morning. How much snow can we see? Up to an inch for the Palmer Divide, Teller County, 1 to 2 for Los Animas County, and more than 8 inches for some localized spots in the high country. We will have a quick check of those high temperatures and more during your Good Morning America cut-ins.
High country, for example, Winter Park. Where you're heading this weekend?
Yeah,
good.
Sounds like good
ski
news.
conditions.
Yeah, right. Some fresh pow-pow for you, Bon.
All right, thanks, Abby. All right, time now 6:52. Now let's get a check on your morning commute with Mike Lewis over at KRDO News Radio. Morning, Paul. Sorry, it's Paul Richards.
Bonnie, it's fine. We play back and forth all the time here, so no worries. You look at I-25 and Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs on the traffic cameras. You can see pretty much everyone at posted speeds. No accidents or hazards to warn you about. On the south end of downtown, we just cleared an accident at Lake and Southgate, so you should be in good shape there as well. In the meantime, we're seeing our normal bunching near Fort Carson on Highway 115 and again on Mesa Ridge Parkway. We'll have traffic and weather together for you on the 5s every 10 minutes this morning on KRDO News Radio. So take us along for that morning commute. John, Bonnie, back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you. Looking ahead today, the woman who's accused of stealing $1 million worth of jewelry is due in court today. Patricia Eck is scheduled to have a pre-trial conference where her probation could be revoked. Eck was last seen in court in November. Now, court records show that she allegedly stole more than 200 pieces of jewelry from Jared's Jewelers. If convicted, she faces up to 12 years in prison.
Also in court today, 34-year-old Thomas Gooley will be making his first appearance where he's facing several charges, including attempted first-degree murder, burglary, and aggravated motor vehicle theft. Gooley is accused of opening fire on police officers in Colorado Springs last year after they responded to a burglary in progress. He'll face a judge at 8:30.
Colorado Springs police are searching for a man who is wanted in connection to a string of robberies last night. Police say Gino Rael has helped steal $15,000 worth of jewelry, TVs, and firearms in the Springs and in El Paso County. Now, police have already arrested Monique Rael, Katrina Abeda, and Nathaniel Gonzalez in connection to the break-ins.
Firefighters say a grass fire was sparked by an ordnance malfunction at a shooting range in Colorado Springs. It happened yesterday near the I-25 and South Academy Boulevard exit on the city's south side. The Strathmore Hills Fire Department says muddy conditions made it difficult to fight the fire. Drivers looking at the fire caused delays on South Academy and I-25.
Soon, people hitting the Front Range Trail north of downtown Colorado Springs will have a new option. A new off-trail track is being constructed by a group of urban bikers in Colorado Springs in conjunction with the city. This single-track trail is just north of Goose Gossage Sports Park. That's near the Dirt Track and Skate Park. Now, this mirrors another project like it near the Drake Power Plant on the south side of the city. It offers another option for people who use Pikes Peak Greenway.
They can be riding on the concrete path on the Pikes Peak Greenway, take a side spur and jump onto this trail for a couple minutes, or spend a little bit more time doing loops around there.
All right, now this off-trail track is expected to be done in the next couple of months, and similar plans are in the works for other trails in the city system.
The city of Pueblo has denied a demolition permit for Black Hills Energy, which was hoping to tear down an old power station near the Arkansas Riverwalk. This comes after a long debate between the city and Black Hills over the old power station. Black Hills is reviewing the Historic Preservation Commission's application for historic landmarking. An architect who put in a $15 million starting bid to save the property says this is a great day for Pueblo.
There's going to be adequate time to get this thing done correctly, but you know, this is a critical piece of Pueblo history, and we can't afford to lose it.
Black Hills denied his initial offer to buy the old power plant. We'll continue following the situation for you.
Residents in Walsenburg are invited to attend an open house today to discuss a new road project. Looking ahead to tonight, the city of Walsenburg says that project is designed to help make the city more bike and pedestrian friendly. Both the city and CDOT are hoping to begin upgrades to US 160 at Main Street between Birch and Russell Avenue, as well as US 8587 between Willow and 7th Street. Now that meeting is tonight at 6 o'clock. It's at the Huerfano County Community Center on Russell Street.
Looking ahead, Iraqi war veteran and the first female soldier to lose a limb in combat, Melissa Stockwell, is speaking at the Southeast and Armed Services YMCA. She's the keynote speaker at the Wounded Warrior Transition Unit medallion presentation. Stockwell was injured in Baghdad back in 2004. Since then, she moved to Colorado Springs and has competed in the Paralympics.
While it's usually a bit chilly in the morning along the Front Range, it can be much colder in the east. Now, temperatures dropped to well below zero in some areas this week. The reason for the cold is a phenomenon known as the polar vortex. I think many of us have heard of that. So what is the polar vortex? Well, we went outside in the streets of Colorado Springs to see if you knew the answer. Turns out some people did know what it is, and others just know how it makes them feel.
That's when the cold air comes from the North Pole through Canada and dips down.
Sometimes when the wind hits, that's when it's really hard. It's hard, and you wonder if you can even catch your next breath.
All right, well, the polar vortex is actually a permanent low pressure center over the Arctic.
6:58 now. Oklahoma City brought the Thunder against the Nuggets last night. The Thunder paid a visit to the Pepsi Center. It didn't take long for them to start racking up the points against Denver. Russell Westbrook fires a pass off to Steven Adams, setting up a two-point dunk. Westbrook came up with a dunk himself in the second quarter when Cameron Payne set up the shot. They were dunking like donuts last night. The Nuggets kept things close, but never came up with a lead. Thunder took the game, final 110 to 104. Now here's ABC's Rob Marciano with a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, an ABC News exclusive. Director Spike Lee joins us live to weigh in on the Oscars facing a potential boycott. We'll discuss the lack of diversity and why he chose to speak out now. That's next on GMA.
All right, now it's time to see how you wake up, Colorado. We have a photo sent to us from Ron. Wow, that is just gorgeous. Look at those gold colors. Unreal. Thanks so much, Ron, and well done, by the way. We want to see how you wake up. Send us your pictures to wakeupcolorado@krdo.com. Very easy also to tweet them or post them to our Facebook page, KRDO News Channel 13. Remember that hashtag WakeUpColorado. Just gorgeous view, and the sun is, slowly rising with us on this Wednesday morning.
That's right. Sunrise, technically, a quarter after 7, and we're seeing some gorgeous colors out there. Make sure to keep the cameras handy as you head into work. Gusty conditions expected today. Mostly cloudy skies, enhancing that sunrise. Bit more sunshine this afternoon. That's all before we have a cold front rolling through. Late snow possible this evening.
Our next local update at 7:24. GMA is next.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great Wednesday.